So, I've always been a metalhead, but back in the early 2000s, the rave scene was real big on the East Coast. And the rave scene had two of my most favorite things, drugs and pussy. So, I started going to rave parties, and around this time, I had been addicted to heroin for quite some time. If you've never done heroin, you are thoroughly missing out. I'm just kidding. Don't do heroin. That's a bad idea. But at this time, I had decided to kick heroin. And if you don't know anything about heroin withdrawal, when you're withdrawing from heroin, you get diarrhea, right? And I thought it'd be a good idea to kick heroin and do acid one night. And my brother, we used to go to this club in downtown Philly called the Skyline, and it was pretty much the place where like all the raver kids went when there wasn't like a big party going on, and it was seedy. I mean, you could get your dick sucked and buy blow in the bathroom like anytime. Like you could go in there and there'd be shit going on. People doing drugs out in the open, like it was that type of place, right? So we decided to go to the Skyline, tripping on acid, and I'm dope sick, okay? I did like maybe 2 or 3 hits of acid. By the time I got to the Skyline, my stomach hurt so bad. I had such bad gas pains, and I had ferocious diarrhea. And I had to shit so fucking bad. And when I got in there, all I wanted to do was use the bathroom. I go in the bathroom, and there's these 2 gay guys that I was friends with. Well, I won't say their real names, but let's just say Thomas and Sprite, okay? And Sprite is kneeling on the floor of the bathroom, snorting lines of ketamine off of Thomas's dick. And when I walked in there, I kind of got startled, and Sprite was like, "Hey, you want a bump?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." Well, okay, let me back up. Actually, I did do some K. I didn't snort it off his dick, though. He kind of just brushed it off his dick into my nose. But so now I'm tripping on acid. I'm in a fucking K-hole, and I have to shit really bad. And the bathroom in the Skyline had a toilet, but the stall didn't have a door on it, and I just knew I was going to be in there for a minute. And right at that time, I had to fart really fucking bad. And you ever have to fart and you try to sneak your fart around the shit, like sneak the air around the shit without shitting your pants? You kind of do some mental gymnastics in your ass to try to figure out how to get the air around the shit without shitting yourself. So I was like, fuck it, if I relieve some of this gas in my stomach, at least my stomach won't hurt. And I rolled the fucking dice, and unfortunately I crapped out. But I didn't shit my pants, I shit my ass. There's a difference, okay? The shit, or the liquid of the shit, stayed segregated to my ass cheeks. It didn't go into my pants as far as I knew, okay? And when I walked, it was like a little slippery. So I was like, ooh. And I was tripping so much that I didn't realize it was shit in my pants. Or not in my pants, but in my ass. So I'm walking around like ooh, right? Basically, I figured if I can sit down and get my ass on a bar stool, I can at least put enough pressure on my asshole to stop myself from shitting in my pants, okay? So I see the only bar stool at the bar that's empty, and I sit down, and all of a sudden I'm just sitting there just zoning out on this napkin that looked like it looked like shredded wheat. And I'm zoning out on the napkin, and all of a sudden I hear a guy go, "So who are you here with?" And I turn to my right, and it's a cross-dresser, not like a tranny, not like a trans person. I mean like a cross-dresser, like a guy that just likes to dress like a girl, okay? And this guy was like, didn't look like a raver, just like an older gay gentleman, but was wearing like women's clothes that you would find at the thrift store, like weird like short heels and like fishnet stockings and like a leopard print fucking skirt and like a pleather like red like Michael Jackson like Beat It jacket. And I've been around gay people, like I have friends that are gay. Like at the time I was hanging out with some gay people in the rave scene, so you know I've been used to it. I've always been around gay people, but I'd never been around an old guy dressed like a woman before. This was the first time, and tripping on acid at that. So they start talking to me, and I'm I'm just uncomfortable because I'm tripping and I have to shit. And all of a sudden, my brother comes over and he's like, "Hey, let's go. We're going to a party in Society Hill Towers." Now, I'm from Philly, and if you know anything about Philly, Society Hill Towers is like these 3 like apartment buildings, skyrise apartment buildings, really nice. Like they got a doorman and shit. And all I keep thinking about is fucking yes, I can use the bathroom. I can take a shit in somebody's nice bathroom. So we leave, and I'm tripping balls all the way there. I'm probably like, I have shit in my pants for sure. Okay. And we finally get there. We go into the place, we go into the building, and there's a guy at a desk, and we're like, yeah, we're here to see. And the guy's name is Phoenix. This is the person's house that we were going to. So we go to Phoenix's apartment, or condo rather, in Society Hill Towers. And we go to the doorman, and the doorman calls them and is like, there's some people here to see it. And I guess the person on the other end said, send them right up. So we go up like 16, 17 floors in an elevator, and we get to the door, and the people that I'm with knock on the door. And this is where everything just went into slow motion. The door creaked open, and I'm standing kind of to the side, and I hear, "Come on in, guys." And I'm like, I recognize that voice. And I go to step to go into the door, and it's the cross-dresser's house. It's their condo, it's their apartment. And we walk in, and we're the only ones wearing like UFO fucking baggy pants and like puffy vests with visors and shit, dressed like total ravers. And we go in there, and it's like the cross-dresser guy and like maybe 5 or 6 like older gay gentlemen, like dressed like high fashion, like nice, and they're talking about like art and doing lines of cocaine, right? And I immediately feel uncomfortable because I just didn't feel, we were just out of place, let's just put it that way. But I had to shit really fucking bad. And the first thing I said was, "Hey, thank you for inviting us over. Do you mind if I use your bathroom real quick?" And they're like, "Yeah, go ahead, it's right down the hall." I get in there, and I just barely fucking got the door open and got my pants down, and my pants were like halfway. You know how a whistle works, right? You blow a whistle and the air goes over and under, and the air vibrates and it makes a noise. I swear my ass whistled. The shit came out of my ass past the belt line of my pants so fast that it fucking whistled. It was a shit whistle. I made a shit whistle, okay? Shit blew everywhere, all over the fucking bathroom, all over the floor, all over the toilet, all over the doors underneath the sink where you put your toilet paper and shit. There was shit everywhere. I mean, it was impressive, if you ask me. It was pretty fucking impressive. But at the time, it was fucking, I was like, oh my God, cripes almighty, you gotta be kidding me. So now it looks like ants. I'm like, oh my God, do I have insects inside of me? I'm tripping out, and all the shit and diarrhea is like moving all over the floor. And I'm freaking out. I'm like, fuck, I got insects in me. I have this all over this person's bathroom. I'm like, fuck. So finally, I get my ass on the toilet just to sit down to just relieve the rest of the fluid and gas that's in my ass. And it's like, and the diarrhea water splashing me on my ass. And I'm finally like, get the gas out. My stomach feels better. And I'm like, fuck, now I gotta clean all this up. And I look down, and there's no fucking toilet paper. There's no toilet paper. And I'm like, fuck, there's no towels, no hand. I would have wiped my ass with the towel. I'm sorry if the person whose house I was at is watching this, I would have used your towel to wipe my ass. I'm sorry. But what happened is way fucking worse than that. So I looked underneath the sink. I opened the doors thinking there's toilet paper, and there's just nothing in there. So it seemed like maybe they were just like up doing coke for like 2 weeks and just forgot to go buy toilet paper. I don't know what they were using for toilet paper, but there wasn't any. And I'm like, fuck, I have to clean this mess up, and I have to wipe my ass because I don't want to have itchy ass for the rest of the fucking night, right? So I'm like, fuck it, I'll wipe my ass with my socks. I don't think anybody was looking at my ankles when I fucking walked in here, right? I was like, fuck it, I've wiped my ass with my socks before. So I take my socks off, and I put them on my fucking hands like this, up to my elbows, and I wet one in the sink, and I got one dry, right? So I don't know why I wet one and kept one dry, because after this point it's not gonna matter. But I get on my hands and knees and I start scooping up the shit, like scooping it up, like, using my forearms, like scooping it up like this and like plopping it in the toilet, whatever I thought was gathering into my fucking arms, like with the socks on. And I get everything in, and pretty much like I'm making it worse. That just shit. It looked like fucking Gigi Allen went in there and just had a fucking picnic, like all through the bathroom. Like there was just shit everywhere. And I finally like rinsed off some of the shit off of the sock, and I wiped my ass, and then I got my ass fucking clean, and I threw the socks in the toilet, and I flushed the toilet, and the toilet clogged. And now there's fucking shit water that I just scooped up with my arms and socks into the toilet, and it's overflowing all over the floor, and it's going out the bottom of the door into the hallway onto the carpet. And now there's a shitty sock fucking hanging over the edge of the toilet. There's water everywhere. It smelled so bad, and I'm up to my elbows in shit water, and my fucking and by the way, I hadn't even put my sneakers on yet, so I'm standing in shit water with bare feet. so I'm like, fuck. Now I'm thinking, fuck, I'm in trouble. This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm sorry, do you have toilet paper? I just overflowed your toilet. And now I'm having these fucking acid-induced visions of these older gay gentlemen hog-tying me and sticking things in my butt as punishment for fucking up the bathroom and clogging the toilet. So I just fucking got out of there. I just left. I went out and I said, hey guys, I'm not feeling so good. I'm gonna step outside and get some air. And I ran out and I went across the street and I hid in some bushes for like 30 minutes. And apparently, I guess by then somebody had went into the bathroom, used the bathroom, or smelled what was happening, and they got really fucking pissed off, and rightly so. And unfortunately, my friends had to clean up the mess and unclog the toilet. But they came out and I saw them, and as soon as they got out the door, they're looking to the left and looking to the right, and they're going like this, and I could just read their lips basically saying, where the fuck is he? And I'm hiding in the bushes across the street, and I peek up and I go like this, and they run over and they're like, dude, what the fuck did you do? We had to clean that shit up. That is my story of shitting diarrhea in the cross-dresser's bathroom.